Hello everyone. Today we're going to do a designing video. We're going to design a simple website with Figma. Maybe on the next video we can convert that website to HTML and CSS. Alright, so let's get started. So create a new frame and then give it a width 1920 and then a height of 1080p. Alright, so now I'm going to create a rectangle and make sure it matches the frame. Okay, oops. So for the rectangle, yep. So now for the rectangle, we're going to give it some colors. So I want a gradient color. It's going to be linear. I'm going to move this gradient around. Alright. So now to change the colors for the gradient, select one of these colors. So I'll select the first one, the darker one. I'll select the darker color and then I'm going to change it to purple. Okay, I think this one will do, and then I'm going to change the light color. I'm going to put the opacity all the way to 100%. I'm going to change it to a blue color, something like this. Yep, something like that. Now we have our gradient. So now let's put a grid on this frame. Go to layout grid, add a grid, and then click on this grid icon. Change from grid to columns, and then want to have 28 columns. 28. Okay, actually I'll do, let's say 20. Yeah, we'll do 20 columns. 20 columns. So now let's work on the images. I'll draw a rectangle. Make sure it's centered. Alright, so I'm going to hide the grid for now, just temporarily. I'm going to click this eye icon to hide the grid. Alright, now click here, file, and then place new image. And then I'm going to select an image with a transparent background. You can use whatever image you want, and then I'll click, and then I'll click the image, and then I'll do fit. Okay, so to get some transparent background images, go to a website. It's called clipartkey.com. You can get some transparent background images here. Let's say you want something that has to do with fitness. You can just type fitness and then you can get these images. They have transparent background. All of these images, they're transparent. Alright, you can get any of the images for free. Okay, that's done. Now let's work on the navigation. Okay, we're going to have a home. I'm going to change the font to rounded. Make sure you have your font downloaded from Google Fonts if you want to use a specific font. Okay, I'm going to change to medium and then a color to white. Then I'll change the font size to 24. Okay, now I'm going to do the grid. I'm going to activate the grid. Okay, so around here, this should be about. Okay, I'm going to copy. About, and then this is going to be diet plan. diet plan, and then copy and then duplicate, and then we're going to have training and then duplicate. Make sure you hold shift while you are moving the text so you can have equal spaces. Training, and then category, alright, and then finally we have home. Okay, let me make sure that the spacing is equal. Oops, I'm trying to equalize the space. Hold on 1 second. Copy this text and put it down here. Okay, copy this. Okay. I think 97 is too big. Reduce the size a bit. Okay, leave it on 64. Alright, now copy the diet plan, and then make sure we have 64, and then the about, oops, then make sure we have 64. Alright, now copy the whole thing, and then Ctrl G to group. Okay, so now for the home page, for the home link, I'm going to create a new rectangle, and then I'm going to give it a color of white, and then I'm going to give it some border radius. I'm going to decrease the width. Okay, now that the home page is done, now let's do the side navigation. New text, and then I'm going to call this Facebook. I'm going to rotate 90 degrees. Facebook, then change the color from black to white, and then after that Ctrl D, we have Instagram, and then copy again, and then we have Twitter. Okay, now copy this little rectangle and paste it here. Okay, put it in between, and then put it in between. Alright, so now let's deactivate the grid. Okay, so now the grid is deactivated. This this is our website. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to group these. Control G to group, so you can move the whole thing. Yeah, make sure it's centered. Now it's centered. Alright, so now we need to do some buttons, call to action buttons. So the first one is going to have a color, the call to action button is going to have a color of green from this top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this eyedropper tool, and then I'm going to select any color on the website. So I'm going to select this green color. Okay, I'm going to give it a border radius like so. So now let's do the text. Okay, and then this one is going to be join now. Okay, join now. Make sure it's centered like this, and then group the button. So now copy the button and paste it again, and then this one is going to be colors, and then change the font color to white. Double click and then change it to white, and then remove the fill color, remove it, and then give it a stroke, and then change the stroke color to a white color. Okay, make sure you center the colors. Yep. Oops. Alright, so now we need to put some text. Actually, let's see the grid. So our grid, yep, so make sure we are inside our grid. Okay, now hide the grid. Let's add some text. So it's going to be fitness, and then laboratory. 64. So send to. Okay. Change the colors of this one to from black to white. Oops. Fill color. Make sure it's white. Alright, so now let's do some designing. We need a small panel. Change the color from gray to white, and then give it a little bit of border radius, and then duplicate. Oops. Duplicate and then rotate 90. Alright. Oops. Okay, now group. Okay, duplicate. Actually, I want it down here. And then duplicate and rotate you have to eyeball this so it has to look similar. Now we have to group everything. Ctrl G. Okay, so now let's go back to our grid and reposition this. Okay, so it matches our grid. Now we need to add some text here, some lorem ipsum text. But I'm going to get that text. Oops. I'm going to add some lorem. I'm going to find some lorem with some text on Google. Okay, so now just add a text down here and change from medium to regular, and then white. Also decrease the font size. Let's do 24 now. Alright, you can end it here. Let's hide the grid. Okay, now hide the grid. Now, so this text, I'm going to decrease the opacity just a little bit. Oh, actually, I'll make it a bit, I'll give it a gray color. Wait, slightly darker color. Alright, let me reduce this font. I think it's too much. Okay, I just make it 2 sentences. Okay, I think the black one is not good. Give it white color, but yeah, reduce the opacity. Okay, I think this one looks fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to give it a logo. So for the logo, I'm going to create a new rectangle, actually a square. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place an image. File, place a new image, dumbbell. I'm going to go to fill, and then fit, and then here I'm going to do overlay. I think overlay is not good. Let's try soft light. No. Nah. I think I'll just leave it on overlay. Overlay, reduce the size. Alright. Okay, I think let me rotate this a little bit. Okay, I think actually I'll add one more dumbbell. I'm going to group this. Alright, I think that's it for this tutorial. Actually, I was supposed to upload a new video for React, but I'm going to show you the project that I'm working on. I'm going to upload it sometime this week. I'm still working on it because it's quite a long tutorial, so I'll just show you now. So keep an eye around sometime next week. This week, I mean, I'm going to upload this video. It's coming very soon. Alright, so this is the project I'm working on for the video. It's going to be somewhere from between 8 to 10 hours. Alright, so we have a home page, some links. We can go to external websites. We can go to any website that you want. Alright, after that we have the about page. We can download the CV. This is a link. You can download the CV. We have a CSS section. Here we're going to have some reviews. So this website is going to have a dark mode and a light mode. So right now the default mode is going to be a dark one, so I'm going to start working on the dark mode first, and then at the end we're going to implement the light mode. Alright, so we have the resume page. I'm still working on this page. I'm still making the videos. It's not done yet. Okay, and then we have the portfolios page. It's empty. It's not done yet. I need to make some videos. It's all done here. And then we have the blogs page. The blogs page is nearly done. And then we have contact section. Here we have some forms. We can send a message, but we're not going to implement the backend for sending a message, but this is just a designing. Alright, I think that's it for this website. We're going to be using style components to do the styling for this website. Okay, I'll see you on the next video. Oops, I forgot to do something. So for this main image, I'm going to drop some effects. I'm going to do a new effect, and then I'm going to drop a shadow for the x-axis. I'm going to give it a little bit of offset, and then for the y, a bit of offset as well. Alright, and then I'll decrease a bit for the x-axis, and then I'll give it a blur, I think of 30. Okay, I think that's it for the fix. I will see you in the next video.